Welcome to Dark Hours FM. If you'd like to help keep these stories alive and feeling generous, you can give a tip at Buy Me a Coffee or unlock more haunting at Patreon. All the links in the bio. Tonight's story, Season 2, Episode 5, The Watcher in Cabin 12. Let's begin. There's something unnerving about old roadside motels, the kind that still use brass keys, humming neon signs, and cracked parking lots that glow under a single buzzing light. They hold a history that never really leaves. Sometimes, if you listen closely enough, you can still hear it breathing. This story comes from a place like that, a stretch of road outside Ashland, Oregon. Locals call it the Pines Motel, a small, forgotten stopover just off the interstate. For years, it was known for its cheap rates and quiet nights. But after what happened in Cabin 12, no one stays there anymore. The Arrival. In October 2019, a young couple, Daniel and Claire Harper, were driving north after visiting family in California. It was late, nearly midnight, when heavy rain forced them off the highway. The GPS led them to the Pines Motel, 12 units, all single-story, with a small office lit by a flickering vacancy sign. Inside, the desk clerk was an older man with hollow eyes and a calm voice. He handed them a key without much conversation. "You're in 12, he said. "End of the row. Don't mind the noise. Old pipes." They thanked him, parked outside their cabin, and went inside. Cabin 12 was dated but clean. Floral curtains, wood-paneled walls, the faint smell of dust and rain. Claire unpacked their things while Daniel turned on the small TV. The power flickered once. They laughed it off. Then came the knock. It was faint, 3 short taps. When Daniel opened the door, no one was there. Just rain falling under the yellow glow of the parking light. He shrugged, closed the door, and slid the bolt. The first night. Sometime around 2 a.m., Claire woke to a sound. At first, she thought it was the rain. Then she realized it was coming from inside the room, a faint scratching, like nails dragging across wood. She whispered Daniel's name, but he was already awake. The scratching grew louder, moving along the wall behind their bed, slow, deliberate. Daniel grabbed his phone, turned on the flashlight, and scanned the wall. Nothing. The scratching stopped. When they turned off the light, it started again. But this time, it came from the closet. Daniel crossed the room and pulled the door open. The light from his phone revealed an empty space, just hangers, a few extra pillows, and a crawlspace panel near the ceiling. The air felt colder there. Claire wanted to leave, but the storm outside was relentless. They stayed awake until sunrise, every creak making their hearts race. The second night. By the next morning, the storm had cleared, but the clerk seemed surprised to see them. "You're still here?" he asked. "Most don't stay 2 nights. Daniel laughed nervously. "Yeah, well, we're exhausted. 1 more night, then we'll hit the road." That evening, they ate takeout in bed, watching reruns on the old TV. Around 10 p.m., the screen flickered. For a moment, the static seemed to form shapes, a pale face, dark eyes. It was gone in a blink. Claire gasped. "Did you see that?" Before Daniel could answer, they both froze. The doorknob was turning, slowly, carefully, as if someone outside was testing the lock. Daniel rushed forward, but when he yanked the door open, the walkway was empty. Only one thing was different. Muddy footprints led away from the door toward the woods behind the motel. The discovery. The next morning, Claire convinced Daniel to check out early, but when they went to the office, the clerk wasn't there. The place looked abandoned, paper scattered, the register still open. A small television behind the desk played a local news report from 2012. The headline read, "Local motel owner found dead in cabin 12." Daniel froze. The picture on the screen showed the same man who'd given them their key. They ran outside. Their car was gone. Every cabin door down the row stood open, keys hanging in the locks. In the distance, from the woods, came that same slow, deliberate scratching sound. Not on wood this time, but on asphalt. They didn't wait to find out what it was. They ran, down the road, through the trees, until headlights appeared, a passing truck driver who stopped and called for help. When police arrived, they searched the property. Cabin 12 was empty. No sign of the couple's car, luggage, or the clerk. But in the crawl space above the closet, they found something else. A small wooden box containing old motel keys, all tagged 12. Each one belonged to a missing guest. The aftermath. 3 weeks later, Daniel and Claire's car was found abandoned near Mount Shasta. The driver's side door was open, keys still in the ignition. Inside were Daniel's phone, Claire's purse, and a room key, brass, worn, engraved with a single number, 12. Police never found the couple. The Pines Motel shut down soon after. Locals say the building still stands, rotting away behind overgrown brush. Some nights, when the fog settles over the road, drivers claim they see the flicker of a neon sign through the trees. Vacancy, glowing faintly red. And if you listen closely, just before the static on your car radio fades, you might hear it, that quiet, deliberate scratching, following you down the road. Thanks for joining us in the dark. Some stories fade with the light. Others stay with you. We'll see you next time, if you make it.